US, Saudis and Russia block climate report.
Here's a summary of the article.
Attempts to incorporate a key scientific study into global climate talks in Poland have failed. The IPCC report on the impacts of a temperature rise of 1.5 C had a significant impact when it was launched last October. The report said that the world is now completely off track, heading more towards 3 C this century rather than 1.5 C. Keeping to the preferred target would need rapid, far-reaching and unprecedented changes in all aspects of society. It's not about one word or another, it is us being in a position to welcome a report we commissioned in the first place, said Rowena Haynes from St. Kitts and Nevis. We are really angry and find it atrocious that some countries dismiss the messages and the consequences that we are facing, by not accepting what is unequivocal and not acting upon it, said Yamid Dagnit from the World Resources Institute, and a former climate negotiator for the UK. Others noted that Saudi Arabia and the US had supported the report when it was launched in October. Climate science is not a political football, said Camilla Bourne, from climate think tank E3G. All the world's governments, Saudi included, agreed the 1.5 C report and we deserve the truth. Saudi can't argue with physics, the climate will keep on changing. Many delegates are now hoping that ministers, who arrive on Monday, will try and revive efforts to put this key report at the heart of the conference.
This post received a score of 72,807, with an upvote ratio of 86%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I wonder how hot Saudi Arabia will be in 30 years.
Without oil there is no Saudi Arabia.
Indeed. Unfortunately, they have so many assets the world over they can easily jump ship before it sinks.
My grandfather rode a camel, my father rode a camel, I drive a Mercedes, my son drives a Land Rover, his son will drive a Land Rover, but his son will ride a camel. Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum.
Not quite so related to OP's post, but I always think of this D.H. Lawrence quote when I read the quote you posted. Men fight for liberty and win it with hard knocks. Their children, brought up easy, let it slip away again, poor fools. And their grandchildren are once more slaves.
Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times.
One hell of a vicious cycle.
When there is a surplus of rabbits, the coyotes flourish. They eat and multiply until the rabbits are so sparse that some die of hunger. As the coyote population dwindles, the rabbit population explodes. So it goes. It's the circle of life. High time to end this particular cycle, honestly. Humanity must evolve or perish.
I'll have £20 on perish.
Can someone ELI5 why countries are even voting to accept scientific literature? Maybe I'm not fully understanding this, but it seems so odd to me that a group of bureaucratic individuals could dispute something scientifically and fact-based, for which they have absolutely no expertise in. I recognize that politicians across the world rebuke climate science, but this seems more extreme. They're blocking scientific literature from being published?
It's not blocked from being published, it already is published. It's just being ignored in an official manner.
But we already know Trump projects climate change facts for his own benefit. So what's new? Is this just for our outrage?
It doesn't stop being bad just because he does it repeatedly. Every single time deserves to be in the news. When you stop reporting something bad just because it is already expected from that person, you begin to normalize bad behavior. That way the public dialogue loses all contact with reality. Besides, Trump's choice in this case is especially spectacular because of who he chose to side with. Against all of America's most loyal allies, with some of the worst rogue states of our time. This case absolutely deserves a special headline.
The US under Trump might be considered a rogue state.
I feel like the US has been the rogue state for at least a century.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.